Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Tunis International Radio. This is the Sunday edition of the English language program with Amaitro Faisal Ehlani. I'm your host and friend Alan Shawishi. Live from our studio in Tunis, we'll be talking about TBS Talks, Inspire Change. TBS Talks is a university event held at Tunis Business School, granting professionals the opportunity to share their ideas in a 15-minute talk. The event is organized by TBS Leaders Club, a partnership with Tunisian American Young Professionals Association, TYPE. I have four guests in the studio: Ines Ghaleb, Samira Ben Belaid, Fadia Bouslama, and Amin Hajsesi. I will introduce my guests after this short break. Tbs Charity, back to the 90s. Enjoy. Should I leave, should I stay, by Tbs Charity, 206 on a radio station. Welcome back. We're talking about TBS Talks, Inspire Change event, and my guests are Ines Ghaleb, teaching assistant at TBS. Ines is working on a PhD in cross-cultural poetics, board member of TYPE Tunisia. Welcome to RTCI, Ines.
Thank you, Adnan. I'm really glad to be at RTCI. I think this is my third time, right?
Yeah.
And
this is home. This is a place you can call home.
Yeah. It's becoming to be really home.
Samira Ben Belaid, student manager of the club department. She's taking care of TBS Talks.
Yes, thanks for having us here again. And it's always nice to see you again, Adnan.
Welcome to RTCI.
So, my name is Samira Ben Belaid. I'm 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm majoring in finance at Tunis Business School and also as the manager of the Talks department of Tunis Leaders Club.
Mm-hmm.
And as you already know, we're going to be preparing this year and very closely the TBS Leaders Talk.
Okay. And Fadia Bouslama, the student who will be one of the three guests here in the studio. So Fadia, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Fadia Bouslama. I'm 19 years old, a freshman student at Tunis Business School.
A beautiful lady.
I'm really happy to be here. This is my very first experience on the radio channel, especially on RTCI. And my favorite color is blue. It's just something I came to watch. Yeah.
We're not talking about the government and the ruling party.
Yeah, okay.
Amin Hajsesi, I'll let you introduce yourself. Amin with his iPad.
Sure. My name is Amin Hajsesi. I'm 19 years old. I am a sophomore student at TBS. I received my high school education in Abu Dhabi, in a Canadian school.
Yeah, I do know the Canadian school in Abu Dhabi. Very nice place.
Yeah, sure. So
I'm sure you're going to say at Chweifet.
No, it's not Chweifet. Actually,
yeah,
Chweifet is a Lebanese school.
I do know the difference between the time and the
Okay, that's good.
So, okay, welcome to RTCI. I mean, Ines, TBS Talks, Inspire Change. Where is this TBS Talks?
Actually, I think the change has been made by the students at this university, Tunis Business School. When we first started working on our activities in TBS Leaders Club, a student came to me and told me, "Do you want to be our club coordinator?" And at the very beginning, with previous experiences with clubs that didn't really work out, I was a bit cautious about this, but it turned out to be amazing. So I believe the students keep impressing us every single day at this university. And so they came to me this year and they said, "Okay, we want to launch this event, TBS Talks." I said, "Okay, we can have 4 speakers and that's it. We make it a small event." But with a load of work, with the ambitions that they have, you cannot say no to them. They're little kids. They come to you with shining eyes and they tell you, "Please, please, please, we want to do this and we want to do that." And you see all their dreams and you think, okay, we should make this work. And you know what? They make things work.
Ines is talking about kids as if she were 40 or 50. She's just 29 or 30.
That's the problem.
She's also a kid.
Yeah.
This is my 4th year teaching. I was thinking, okay, I could retire now. I saw what I wanted to see. They go beyond your expectations.
This is my last year. I will retire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Busy
I don't.
working.
I am sure that the coming generation is going to do a lot that's going to be amazing to this country.
They are already impressing the listeners and the people of this country. The lady on my left, who's Fadia and Samira. Fadia, I'll let you introduce the TBS Talks. I want to see the difference. How do you introduce the TBS talks?
Okay, first of all, I just want to say that this is really important because it is my very first experience at TBS since I'm a freshman student. First of all, she said that the generation is doing a big effort. I just want to say that you keep inspiring us because without you, we could never do this thing, first of all. And second, you're welcome. Second, well, TBS Talks is a very important event, especially because it's held at our university. We want to show our teachers and we want to show the audience how far we can go. We want to show our capabilities. And as future leaders, we want to tell the world that we can do and Tunisian can do, especially the youth generation.
Samira.
Well, for me, TBS Talks, I could say it in one word, the next step forward for the club. Everybody in the club has contributed to the success, hopefully the biggest success of the club. And I see every day, every member, myself, even Miss Ines, taking a new step forward, learning something new. So for me, it's the new step forward for the club.
Haj Sesi?
As far as last year, I wasn't really involved in the school activities. I was just attend my classes and then go home. But I heard about the TBS Leaders Club, and I signed up when we had to sign up in the club introduction day. It was I wasn't expecting this much. I really didn't have my hopes this high, but I was really astonished by what we can do. And I really love the family spirit that we have in the club. Yeah. Everyone thinks of one another as a family, and we work collectively to achieve our goals.
I've noticed that the teachers, employees, and students at TBS are very active. You know, it seems that like not a government university, but rather a private university. You're very active. Where is the secret behind this?
I believe it's a whole culture. Everyone wants to make the change. Everyone wants to put some added value to the university, to the atmosphere. So students from one part, they keep pushing and pulling towards things they want to do in all the clubs. And I will be telling you about how many clubs we have at the university. You will be amazed. And the administration is helping at this level. I believe the Dean, Dr. Salah bin Abdallah, and the Secretary General, Mr. Boubacar, are very aware of where they want the university to go. And this is why they pave the way towards cultural activities, because we cannot have an educational system that is dry with only classical ways of teaching in classrooms. You feel that the students have a lot of potential, have a lot of creative ideas, and to put that in action, you'd need cultural activities going all along with the in-class education.
Samira, do you think the atmosphere at TBS is different from other schools and universities?
Mainly yes, because last year when we did the TBS Leaders Prize, we went out ourselves to see other schools. At that time, we wanted them to be invited to the event. And we've seen the difference between our school and others. Mainly, we have more activities compared to other schools that when we used to talk to them about the clubs, about the activities, they were like, that's not part of our culture at school. We're not used to going to clubs or events or having conferences or whatever. So seeing the atmosphere at our school, I could definitely say it's a lot different compared to other universities.
Fadia?
Well, I think that our school is different from other universities. First of all, on the first level, it's like the first public English language business school in Tunisia. And it just follows the Anglo-Saxon business curriculum. The second thing is that everything is complementary in our school. You see, it's like a recipe, and everyone is adding an ingredient to it to make it perfect. Teachers are working on it, pupils are working on it, even the administration, and everybody's given a touch to that recipe.
Even Tunisiana is working on it. Time to make money.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
مع التكنولوجي نموت على فريات سورتو كي تولي الحكايه فيها تابلت وزيد عندي الشوا ونختار تي هاو جاني بين يديا لفار
تونيزيانا اليوم توفر لك اون بانوبلي دو تابلت تختار منها التابلت اللي تحب عليها ابتداء من 499 دينار أكاهاو. للمزيد من المعلومات التحقوا بنقاط بيع تونيزيانا.
مع تونيزيانا انت الأول.
First break and we'll be back. Stick around. .219 on our radio station. Welcome back. We're talking about TBS Talks Inspire Change event, and I'm going to ask Amin Hassesi about the atmosphere at TBS. Atmosphere is different from other schools and universities across the nation, and the ladies here said that it's really different. Do you have the same feeling? Do you have the same impression?
Yes, well, as I told you earlier, I received my high school education in a Canadian high school. So when I first came to TBS, considering that it's an American university, I was expecting to find the similar atmosphere. And actually, that's what I found. Once you step into TBS, everything changes. Even the mentality of people, of students in TBS, is quite different from others. I think that's mainly because we're inspired by the American movies, TV shows, and the American lifestyle in general.
At the end of the day, Bir al-Qas'a seems like LA.
Yeah, exactly.
Ines Ghalib, what about the role of Tunisian American Young Professionals Association in this event?
The role of Tunisian American young professionals is huge because, first of all, I'm inspired a lot by its leaders. I am a board member of the association, and thanks to the efforts of the students and the event that we held last year, which is TBS Leaders Prize with TBS Leaders Club, Type participated in the event in that Mohamed Malouche, its ex-president, was one of our jury members in the contest event, and he was a guest speaker talking about what differentiates Tunisia from other countries. So with all these efforts, we thought of making a partnership between Type and TBS Leaders Club. So this year we're working even more closely on this. Type helps us with marketing our events on their official website. It participates in that. Usually we have a speaker representative of Type during our events, and we write usually articles on our events and publish them in the newsletter of Type. So we try to keep this flow between students that are going to be our future professionals, young professionals, and the association that focuses more on young professionals, entrepreneurs, in that it creates a networking platform for them so that they connect between Tunisia and America and boost the economical flow between Tunisia and America.
Ines and ladies and gentlemen, the choice of the speakers is very important. So I'll let you introduce our speakers or your speakers. I have adopted the event.
This is the thing I would like to say a big thank you to our speakers. I was amazed. I thought that I wouldn't be able to have a big number of speakers who are interested in saving their time and energy for half a day during weekdays. Especially they are professionals who work a lot. And so, as I told you, one of our speakers is a Type representative, and he is the president of Type Tunisia, Mr. Mondar Khamfir. He is going to talk on international growth, preconception, and paradoxes. We also are going to host Mr. Stefano Capodagli, who is going to talk on cross-border finance, and he is a risk manager. Mr. Dominique Van Gaver, and this is amazing because Mr. Stefano, who is a teacher at TBS, wasn't only willing to come and be our speaker, but he also suggested another speaker with him, who is Mr. Dominique Van Gaver, who is a senior advisor on risk management as well. The topic is still to be determined that he's going to talk about. We also have another TBS teacher, Dr. Karina Moulin. She is going to talk about civil society effectiveness, and she teaches public relations at TBS. Najla Abbas, who is an active lady.
Civil society activist.
Yeah, civil society activist, is going to talk about how living globally in your local community is a valuable shortcut to self-fulfillment. We also wanted to introduce TBS students to this experience of talks. So we will have Jihan bin Yahya, who is going to give a talk on her experience abroad in the US as part of the Coca-Cola contest. And we are going to work on this on a vice versa way. So we're not going to focus only on how Tunisians get inspired by going abroad, but also how visitors from abroad get inspired by going to the MENA region as well. And this is going to be Jacqueline Whittaker. She will talk about international travel. She is an exchange student studying American economics and politics and in Tunisia Arabic. We will also have Mr. Murad Ghaleb, who is an entrepreneur who started his own chain of private schools in Nabil, Hamamet, and Qorba from kindergarten until secondary school. He also started his sports center. All this chain is called Les Écoles Idéales. He is going to be our sponsor as well. Yani this speaker wasn't only willing to just speak, he also offered to bring us a cameraman in order to record this event. And he's going to talk on entrepreneurship and risk-taking against all odds. We also have our speaker, Mr. Saif Zainia, who is going to talk on entrepreneurship and freelance, how to create business in our current situation, which is very critical, especially during what's going on now.
I do believe that it's very simple to create business.
Yeah,
this very difficult and very and this unique stage in the history of Tunisia. This is my impression. This is my feeling. Some people have a different opinion, but this is mine.
Yeah, a lot of people believe that this is the time to start a business. So this is why we need students to listen to our speakers probably and get inspired. Just one more speaker.
Yes.
So Saif Zainia is an account manager, and Haikal Razak is going to talk on building a successful career, and he is a marketing manager.
Kindly ask this very important question to Ms. Najla Abbas. Ask her about food in Sarajevo, please. She was in Sarajevo, so I like to ask questions about food.
You know, she told me that she was crazy about the food in Sarajevo because it was more meat-centered, and she hates vegetables.
So food and business.
Food and business.
Okay, so...
After all, food is good business all the time.
It's good business.
Always.
Okay, short break and we'll be back. Stick around. So 53 on our radio station. Welcome back. You're listening to the English language program on RTCI. We're talking about the TBS Talks Inspire Change event. Ladies, who's involved in this TBS Talks event? How many clubs are working on the event?
Well, for the TBS talks, mainly we have all the clubs of our school participating in it. If it's either artistically or in any possible way, media, charity club, etc. So mostly for the artistic clubs, which are our dance club, we have 2 coordinators, of course, and around 25 members. They will be preparing a piece, a dance piece for the music breaks, which, of course, is really amazing because, I mean, the students themselves prepare the piece. They don't have a specific choreographer or someone there to train them, so they learn it themselves. Also, we have our drama club, with 1 teacher coordinator and almost 23 members. They will be preparing a sketch for one of the music breaks. And finally, we have the music club, which is actually a whole group of students who will be preparing an Oriental and Occidental music piece that they will prepare, that they will be playing during 10 minutes break, and also in the reception right after the events.
It's as if you were talking about the Carthage International Festival or TBS Got Talent. Fidya.
I also want to talk about other clubs. I'm going to start with Tbs Charity Club. It is going to make a fundraising during our event. They take care of social actions, and they work on projects for school kids. So they're going to have a corner during our event. The second club that I want to mention is Tbs Debate Club. They focus on public speaking and debates action, and they've actually participated in Tunisia USA Youth Debate in 2011. And last, we have a new club, which is the Chaos Club and Study Abroad Alumni Community. I also want to talk about TBS Torch, which is our magazine.
You have 30 seconds.
Okay, the magazine is going to write the news about our TBS Talks event, as it gave me the opportunity to write an article about the workshop we had. So it relies on the students' capabilities. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to talk mostly about the TBS Leaders Club, and I'm presenting the external department of this club.
You have 30 seconds.
As well? Okay. Well, we take care of everything outside the university when it comes to public relations, and we have to find sponsors who are willing to provide us with everything we need to make our events successful. We take care of the guest speakers, attend to their needs during the event, and make sure they get to us, provide transportation and anything else. I would like to talk briefly about our sponsors.
Yeah, you have 30 seconds.
Okay, again? Okay, we have the Space of Wisdom, which is a center language in Sfax and Tunis. And they've funded us in order to provide helium balloons and some flowers for the decoration. We're using the helium balloons for marketing. We have L'Ideal, which Miss Ines mentioned earlier, and it's a chain of private schools. They're going to provide us with a cameraman who will be recording the event.
Yeah.
Le Paroquet, which is a pastry shop, and they will give us some sweets. Chopin, which is the chain of pastry shops, and it will also provide us with some sweets. We have the Toyota dealership in Tunisia, BSP Toyota, and they've generously offered us 1,000 dinars in order to fund us. And last but not least, we have Laqmouchet Lebanon, which is a new Lebanese restaurant, and they will be providing us with their specialty called mishtah.
You do know Lebanese food because you were living in Abu Dhabi.
Exactly.
Ines Ghalib,
So, if you counted them, there are 11 clubs.
30 seconds.
Dance, music, drama, Tbs Torch are working with us on this event. But I want to also mention the great work during the whole year of Tbs Marketing Club and Tech Junior, because all clubs work together, and this is why we have Tbs Got Talent, where we include 2 members representative of each club to work on the organization of this event, Tbs Got Talent, that is going to happen December 11, and we'll give a lot of awards to faculty members, staff, and music awards, presentation awards, marketing awards, NGO awards. So just wait for the best at TBS.
Ines Ghalib, Samir Ben Belaid, Fadi Abou Slema, Amin Hajsesi, thank you very much for coming. Good luck for you, and I hope to have you again here on Tunis International Radio. Thank you for coming.